How old were you when you went on your first diet? Right? This is something that a lot of gals have to deal with. And then sometimes you don't even realize how this impacts you as an adult as you're trying to make healthy choices. What you see is healthy. Are you able to follow through with certain health recommendations if it goes against what was forced on you when you were younger? I'm Dr. Beth Westie, women's health and hormone expert. I am the author of the books, The Female Fat Solution and The Female Menopause Solution. These are on Amazon. And I'm also host of the podcast, The Female Health Solution. You can subscribe to that as well as subscribe to my YouTube here. And in this video, what I wanted to talk about was the rampant diet culture that is pushed on young gals. I mean, I've worked with thousands and thousands of women and heard stories about how gals have been as young as like 8 years old and being pinched in the belly at a dinner table saying, oh, you've had enough, or you don't get dessert, having food taken away from them, not being dished up as much food. These are children, right? Then going through your teen years, being exposed to disordered eating, things like that. And so no wonder as you grow into an adult and as you are under stressors, have hormone issues, all this other stuff, then you need to implement certain nutrient differences, a different diet, right? And it can be really, really tough to do so. One of the things that we do in the Female Hormone Solution program is go through a call every single week where we dive into different mindset things and we unpack a lot of this stuff. This is one of the things that I talk about. This is one of the first things that I talk about. Because it's really important to understand, like, you probably were pushed and pressured at a very young age to diet, right? And to change what you're eating based on something else. And that can impact you if you've not done any work around it. Now, this is not to, dip into the waters of disordered eating, really, but just to understand more about your system, even if you think, no, I've never really had a problem. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, yeah, I'm struggling with this. Because one of the main things I see a lot of gals struggle with is actually eating enough. A lot of women are undernourished, not getting enough protein for your system, not getting enough protein for what your body actually needs, and for the different shifts and changes that you have throughout the month. Why would it be so hard to actually get protein? Is it because you physically can't do it? No, it's because of the mindset that you're eating too much. I'm eating too much. This is bad. Or I have gals sometimes when we talk about getting more fats in the morning, this is one of the number one pieces of pushback I get. And it's not because women want to start an argument. It literally goes against this foundational piece because before the ages of 8, 10, or even 12 years old, your subconscious is being formed by the people and things around you. That's what influences your subconscious. That's the foundation that you're going to carry with you for the rest of your life. So if you have this foundation that's set, and for me, I grew up in a time frame where it was like fat is bad, don't eat fat. So now all of a sudden, I'm telling women to eat fat in the morning, and that's going to help level out your blood sugars. That's going to have a really positive impact on your hormones throughout the day. All these wonderful side effects from eating fat in the morning. I can't do that. Do you know how many calories that is? That's so many calories. Oh my gosh, no, I can't eat that much in the morning. And it literally goes against every fiber of your being and it feels wrong to do so. Why? Because diet culture is shoved on us from such a young age. Now there are whole books that are written about this topic. But it's important to recognize that if you are trying to get healthier, if you're trying to work on your health in any fashion and you are not actually acknowledging the rampant diet culture that has run through your whole life and spend some time processing some of those things that you've been through, you're up for a big struggle because it's not just as simple as saying, oh, here's a meal plan, follow these things, check, 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 did it. If you're doing things that are actually going to shift and change your system, you have to do something that you've never done before. And sometimes those things that you've never done before can feel wrong because it goes against what was planted in your subconscious as a young kid or a teenager because the diet culture is shoved on us from such a young age. So these are things that we deconstruct. Again, these are things, I have a podcast on this where I do go into depth on this and share even more. So feel free to go ahead and tune into that. But if you have any other questions, please let me know. But in terms of working on this is something we do alongside shifting and changing your nutrition in the Female Hormone Solution program. This is something we do in tandem. So if you are not on the wait list, go below this video, click the link, get on the wait list for the next program that we're doing. You do not want to miss out. Because if I've done meal plans before, I've done this stuff before, I know, that's great. That's great. Sometimes it's not about just what you know. It's about walking the path and making the changes and diving into this stuff at the same time to make that shift happen and to keep those positive results. So that's what I got for you today. Thank you for tuning in. Please let me know if you have any other questions. Otherwise, if you found this helpful, please share it with somebody else that you know could also use this message.